What's up, y'all? I'm PC McCray. You can call me P.
Hey, y'all. My name is Shaun the Head. You can call me Shaun the Head. And this is the Everything Has Changed podcast.
From 2 college roommates to 40-something adults, life has been lifing, and we want to talk about it.
We are the new adults, y'all.
How did that happen?
I don't know, P, but we got to talk about it.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Hey, y'all.
Good morning, if you listen. Hey. What's up?
Hello, everybody.
What's up? How you doing? How's your day, week been going? So far.
Well, it's Tuesday. So.
Yeah, so far.
It's been okay. It's been okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been okay. Yeah.
Same. I've been wrapping up my doctor's appointments and physicals and all that stuff. And this morning in the episode where we discussed breast cancer, Ananda Lewis is passing, and discussed breast cancer, I said that because of the density of my breast, I have to get an mammogram, ultrasound, and an MRI. And this morning was my MRI. And if anybody, I didn't know that they could do MRIs for boobs until I started having to get them. And it's kind of
That's
funny.
how it works.
It's kind of funny because I just thought when you get a normal MRI, you're on your back because they're scanning your abdomen. I've been in those for the liver stuff, but I'm like, well, how are they going to focus on the boobs? Aha.
Uh-oh.
Aha.
Aha.
So maybe an apparatus portion of the MRI machine. It looks like, think of 2 big old cup holders in your car, but they're huge.
Yeah.
And you get on the you lay down on the tray, I guess that's what you call it, but you're in a Superman position, and you have to make sure your one boob fits in one cup, the other boob fits in the other cup.
While
and
you're
you have
laying
to lay there like Superman.
You're laying on your
stomach.
back. Oh, no, you're on your stomach. Okay,
You're laying on your stomach.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. But, as you're laying down, they have to make sure that you're properly inserting each boob into the cup. And they're large because women have different size boobs. So, it doesn't touch, your boobs don't touch the cup, but it's just funny. I'm silly and I giggle in my head every time I have to do it because I'm like, this is just so weird. Like you gotta just, your boobs are just hanging in these cups.
Yeah.
It's about 20 minutes and they do the contrast, the last 10 minutes of it. And you lay there like Superman for 20 minutes. And so my arms get stuck and hurt after a while, but I listen to something smooth to relax, because being in an MRI, for those who've ever been in an MRI, it's very loud. Even though they give you earplugs and headphones with music, it still sounds like a jackhammer is beating on the machine. So it's very loud, making strange noises. I am claustrophobic, so I don't. Yeah. They've gotten better though now. They have open MRIs is what they're called.
Yes.
Those are much better. But in this case, think of being on a massage table.
Yep.
So I'm face down. They have the headpiece with the rag and the towel to make sure that my head and my face is comfortable. And that's it. And so I should get, actually, my doctor told me if I don't call you, that's good news.
Yes.
If I have to call you, then we'll discuss. So for the MRI, we've already had an appointment based off of the ultrasound and the mammogram. For the MRI, she's like, look, this is just to have it on file. We're going to continue to monitor you. So if I don't call, then all is well. It's just what it is. But if I call, and I was like, well, I don't want to talk to you, doc.
Right.
I don't wanna
And then
nope,
it's
don't
like,
wanna
how
hear
long do I have to wait like, if she's like, "If I don't call you by next week," then does she
no,
give you,
no,
like, a
at
time
all,
frame?
at all,
Yeah, but how do you know
till
when to
next
stop
year.
waiting for her call? You know
No,
what I mean?
at all, next year. Then we'll do this whole thing again next year when I go for my appointment.
No, okay, but when is she gonna look at the results and decide if she needs to call you or not?
She's gonna get them, like, in the next day or 2. They told me today, they're like, "Oh, yeah, they'll be back
Okay,
to her by maybe Friday." So
okay,
she'll in the next maybe week or so,
okay.
if I happen to get a phone call from her, then yes. But
Mhm.
after that, and she looks at it, she's like, "Mm-mm, if you don't hear from me, keep it moving." And that's what we want. We don't wanna hear from
Excelente.
her. Yes,
I have a
yes,
question, because have you had a CT scan before?
yes.
I'm trying to figure out what it was that I had. It I don't know if it was a CT scan or MRI. So, what happens in a CT scan?
It depends on, are they focusing on your head or your stomach? What are they looking at?
Um, it was my, chest and torso because when I was in a car accident and
Mhm,
I had to have one, and I'm asking because they put the contrast in, right? So that's for
mhm.
folks who don't know, that is when you're doing, like, any kind of test and they wanna separate things so that they can see it on okay, this is not coming out right, but they put the IV in, and it basically shows whatever is in the IV gives off a different color in your body. So when they take
Yes.
for lack of a better phrase, when they take the picture of you, what they're looking for will show up in a separate color than normal. That's what the contrast is. It's almost like, think of it like ink. If they put it's not ink, but they put the IV on you and it changes the color of things when they take the picture. So when they gave me the contrast and she's like, "Oh, it's going to feel kind of warm."
Yes.
And I felt it go up my
Mhm.
body, right? But when it went up my throat, oh, I hated that feeling. It felt like you could feel it going
Yeah.
up. So it felt like
Yes.
if it basically it felt like I was about to throw up. Cuz that's the only other sensation you can connect to something feeling like it's coming up your body really quickly. And so I was laying back cuz they were telling me to lay back and I didn't mind feeling the warmth, but when it started going up my throat,
Mm.
then I I sat up really quickly because I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna throw up." Of course, that's not what happened, but that's what it feels like. Um, does that sound familiar to you, P?
Yes.
Okay, because I was like, "Am I
Yes.
tripping or did
No.
I it must have been a CT I had." I did have to lay down, but it wasn't as close as an MRI machine, I don't believe.
So the CT gives detailed images, and the MRI uses magnetic fields and radio waves. So it's a different, same type of
Okay,
machine, but I think the imagery and maybe the penetration of the scan
okay.
too.
Mhm.
And sometimes CT scans can be quicker, if not longer.
Mhm. Mhm.
Brain CT scans, like, did they put like a chest field over you? Was there like not a full
Yes.
plate, but yeah. So it makes it
Yeah,
focus.
actually, yeah, cause I know, cause mommy used to get the head MRIs,
Uh-huh.
and they have to put the thing over your face to hold your
Which is
head
claustrophobic as heck.
exactly, and then
Yes.
so she would have to take, like, lorazepam or something similar
Mhm. Mhm.
just to calm her nerves to be able to lay down, and it was a longer process too, and plus you can't move, but
Yeah.
I just know I
Yeah.
hated that.
You have to
I
go
hate
somewhere else in your mind.
Yeah, but and now thankfully there are a lot more open MRI places, especially I think in larger
Mhm.
cities. Um, I do think sometimes it's harder. Like your doctor has to basically be on board. or it'll cost more. I know some places that they're either like, we don't take insurance, or the price point is definitely different. So it it may not be an option to everyone. But if you're feeling claustrophobic and you got to get one, look into the open MRIs first. But I definitely pee that feeling of, and then of
Girl.
course you go back and think about, there's like the major arteries that go up your neck
Mhm,
into your
mhm,
brain, so that's what you're feeling. And it's so
mhm.
crazy because on social media, I think maybe last year, I was listening to something and the lady was like, her husband had a, I don't know if he had a stroke or he had an aneurysm. Like, he felt it coming. He was standing in the kitchen
Oh.
washing dishes, and he felt it coming up his neck. And he texted her really quickly. And he was just like, "I love you. Something's happening. I don't know what's going on. I love you, just in case," because he was home alone. Um, and they got there and he was saved. But when she described what he said he felt that caused him to, I said, "That's exactly what it feels like when they
Mm,
put that stuff in you, and it has to go through your entire body before they take the picture." And so, yeah, he was like, it felt like something was moving up his throat,
mm.
and like a clog, basically. And it turned out to be a blood clot, basically, for all intents and purposes. So, oh, that feeling.
Lord have mercy.
But I'm glad, P, you're in good spirits. I love how informed you are about everything, you know?
Mhm. I'm a little nerd. You gotta
We
know. You
love a
have to
nerd.
know your body. Even with the fear, you have to understand and know and ask the questions. There's no silly question. And even with insurance, the MRI was $1,000, and
Mm.
I still had to pay $600, like 650.
Damn, upfront? Like, for copay?
Oh, well, they can put me on a little payment plan because
Yeah, give us a bill, please.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Please, and
But
thank
I'm
you.
like, "Damn, insurance, you couldn't do a little bit more than that?"
Right, right.
Um, but I was grateful that, okay, you could put me on a payment plan, but I was gonna pay anyway because
Yeah.
what if? I always think of, "Man, what if I skip it, or if I think it's too expensive," or, the whole point of me having to do this is to get a deeper look because of the density of my
Mhm.
boobs, and they
And your
have
history. Well, your family history.
and my history.
Mhm.
Levels of the density, and I'm at a D, which is extremely dense. Boobs,
Mm.
mostly dense fibrous tissue, making it challenging for interpretation of mammograms. So,
I have a
yes,
question. Do they ask,
sure.
do they tell you, or are you aware, is D the highest level of density?
Yes,
Is
yes.
that because, of how athletic you are, or is that a hereditary thing?
For me, she said
Mhm. Okay,
most
yep.
black women are in
Mhm.
C and D for the
Mm,
most part.
yeah.
But for me, it's hereditary. My
Okay.
mother just had the density of we got dense boobs.
Dense boobs.
Yeah,
Dense boobs unite.
we're taking care of them. Thelma
Yes.
and Louise,
Oh my god.
the girls.
Oh, she's named her boobs, you guys, and not only that, she's named them Thelma and Louise. So
Yeah,
we're here.
they ride or die. They stay together. They're gonna stay
Yeah.
together. They're gonna stay together to the end. So yes, so our the prayer now is for me not to hear from my doctor
Yes.
until I see her next year and we start
What
over.
doctor?
Yeah, what doctor?
I don't
So
know
I'm
that
up to
lady.
date and I go to the Mayo for my 1 year annual liver evaluation, probably in November. So we have
Now,
some
how long
time.
does that take when you do that process of the liver evaluation?
Now it's maybe 2 days. When I
Mm.
first started, like the year after, it would be a whole week
Mm.
for the first 3 or 4 because they're still testing everything. But since I've been holding in a good place, they do some of the main tests and scans, and I'm anxious to see the lady. I wonder if I'll have the same tech that I was crying in the
Oh,
ultrasound. Boy, that thing was. It's funny now, but I'm sure, bless her heart,
they
she
probably
was so
seen a whole
sweet.
lot back there.
I'm positive they've seen the stories there are just tremendous. So, but yes, maybe a day or two.
You know
I
what that
hope.
the visual I get in my head is
What?
like
You're so crazy.
on the Cosby Show. Cause I think about the Cosby Show. I don't think about Bill Cosby. Okay, I think about Heathcliff. Okay,
Okay,
but when
Heathcliff.
he got
Yes,
that that stress test and they had him in there plugged up to all that stuff and he had to run on the treadmill and he had to do for like the whole day they had him doing all these activities. So when you said you're gonna be there for 2 days
he
doing all the
was
tests,
funny.
that's what I'm thinking about. You
He thought he
I know
had
it's
it
not
too.
a
He was
stress
like, "Oh,
test,
this is
but
easy.
yeah, like
I
nah.
got it."
He was
And then
over
towards the
quick.
end, we're like, "Oh, you hurting,
No.
huh?" And
Yeah.
what? She was keeping him from eating subs, and he was having sub
Them hoagies.
drinks, the
Yeah. Yeah.
hoagies.
Definitely couldn't eat the
Oh,
hoagie.
man. Oh, the
Oh, but
Cosby
that's what I
Show.
pictured when yeah, man, the Cosby Show. You know it's been coming up a lot on my timelines has been big fun when Vanessa went to see the
Who?
when Vanessa went to the concert. I can't remember the name of the name of the
Oh,
band is
yes.
escaping me, but when they she said she was spending night at her friend's house and they was in another state at a concert and Claire they had to go get her and she's like, "You wanted to have big fun." Big fun. Oh, Claire was the best. Like, oh man,
Ooh.
that
I
was a
had
time.
Claire Huxtable as a mom
Yeah,
because she did not play games, and all she did was have to look at me,
yeah.
cut them eyes. I said, "Okay, yes, ma'am."
When I was growing up, I always felt like, okay, I said, mommy is Claire, because I felt like they looked similar. They were like the same skin tone. And I said, Doc was Theo, and I'd be Rudy. And I said, so where's
Ah,
everybody else? Where's the where's the father? Where the other siblings? We ain't got none, okay? But the three of us, okay?
it's just us.
It's us, okay?
It's us.
Oh boy. Well, there's been a lot of news lately, P. A lot of news in
Indeed.
the air. What anything standing out to you that we should give our thoughts on?
Well,
Yeah, you hear the heavy sighs.
yeah. Well, Shaun Diddy Combs, his trial has come to an end, and we
Mm.
have verdicts. And ultimately, he was found not guilty on the most serious of the charges and guilty on two. I want to get it right: transportation and prostitution. He was denied bail. He asked for bail after that hearing, and the judge was like, "No." And so they're holding him, and I believe there's some type of meeting today with the defense attorneys because it's set for October, his sentencing, but they want it to be a little bit earlier. And it sucks because he it, the I don't think the jury saw Cassie and Jane Doe as victims
Mhm.
because, yes, they stayed for 10 years, they continued to be with him, but not understanding what abuse is and manipulation and consent. When you consent one time, that's not a every time.
That's the
You have to
thing.
consent every single time. And if I said no, and you're doing things to coerce me or give me drugs and force me to do it, just because I said yes yesterday doesn't mean I'm saying yes today.
That's the
And
thing.
that didn't matter to them.
That's what got me. It's like and then it's people outside pouring baby oil on each other, celebrating, and
Girl.
it's just nasty. They're like, "Oh, they were lying," all these things, and it's like the jury didn't believe them. That doesn't mean they were lying because I don't know. Like Cassie, for her to literally be about to give birth like a couple weeks later,
Mhm.
she got
Mhm.
up there and she told her truth, because she even was like, "Hey, I agreed to this or I agreed to that in the beginning," you know, and it's like once she said that, apparently they was just like, "All right, well." She wanted to do it. And it's like 10 years
Mhm.
later, did she? And the other
Yeah.
lady, Jane Doe, which is this the same lady who people speculate is 50 Cent's baby mama? That's that's that same
That's
lady,
what
right?
they're saying.
That's the speculation.
That's what they're
Um,
saying.
well, she outright said like they have, I think, even more in her text messages and stuff from her saying, "I don't want to do this today," or whatever. And then when you think about how many times he was having them do these things, 10 years of that, you know how many times that is? It and so
Hours.
and well, at one point it was Cassie's birthday and they left the birthday party early and she had to go do this. Now, again, by both of they, I think, own accords, they were saying yes. They were saying, "Yeah, I'll do this." Now, was it because they were receiving money and other things? Yes, they said that also. So, is that not
Mhm.
coercion? But okay. So, if it's one time, let's say it was like 5,000 freak offs per lady. And this is the only two ladies that's up there on the stand, by the way. Like this is only
Right.
the two that they called up there. But let's say it's 5,000 freak offs per lady. And I feel like that's probably a low number. If a couple of them times at least, if one time they say, "I don't feel like doing it," then that's the thing right there. But it's like the jury didn't see that. She said yes in the beginning. She signed on in the beginning. So now for the rest of her 10 years, she has to be beholden to that decision she made when she was like 19, 20. That's not how life actually works. Hey friends, we're so thankful for your support. If you want to be updated whenever we drop a new episode or when we drop some of the special things we've got coming, head on over to everythinghaschangedpodcast.com and drop us your email so you can stay locked in. Cool? Cool. It's
Yeah.
it's crazy, P. And it's so upsetting. It's so upsetting. And then so the jury ended up being 8 men and 4 women. There's a lot of people saying, well, people wanted him to get off because they felt like he was just freaky. It was not like he was because they freaky. So they were like, because they freaky
Right.
and they don't feel like they're doing anything wrong, then they feel like this is proof of that. And then Diddy's lawyer got up there and said, "This is a great day for black men in the judicial system." And it's like, how
Wow.
disgusting. And then also you're gonna compare every black man to this fool? Like
Exactly.
it's gross, and I now fear for everybody's safety because if 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 he only got found guilty of prostitution charges and he's already been in jail or prison, whatever the correct terminology is at this point, for it'll be a year, they said in October. How much longer you think they're gonna give him if it's time served? It's like this man gonna be out like tomorrow. And then these people, I believe, are going
Yeah.
to be in danger. Why? Because there is a history of folks being in danger when it comes to Diddy. Now, that's not what this trial was about,
No.
but there's a history of people being in danger. There's a history. We got it on videotape that he at least gonna beat a lady up and drag her down the hallway. So are you saying he's not gonna is he not gonna do that again? And of course, Girl, I'm just
Girl. It's he was even when he got arrested, they had to put a gag order on him because he was still trying to make contact outside and intimidate possible witnesses
mhm.
when he got arrested before the trial.
And his
And
kids was
now
in
he's
it.
gonna be out using his kids.
What's
Like,
the one
okay.
son, the one who looks
Alright.
exactly like him? That boy be
Ooh,
outside
Christian.
saying and doing the most. And I just fear
He made a
for a
song.
lot of people. Yeah, he made a several songs. The first song he made,
Yeah.
he was talking about how the FBI raided the wrong house. And he was like, that's like
Like,
our second house, our real house
shut
next
up.
door, whatever. And then 50 Cent was like, y'all heard what this little boy said? And
Uh-huh.
so it's just,
Like, dude, shut up.
and then there are the rumors about Biggie and Tupac. And we already know the guy that they locked up finally for killing Tupac said Puffy Hands was all over this. That's in the court documents.
Mhm.
So, and then people have concerns and questions about Kim Porter. They have concerns and questions about um Biggie. They have concerns and questions about a few other music industry execs who are working with Puffy who all died the same way. Who had
Yep.
all had uh they died via either alleged suicide or what's the or like heart attack, like heart stuff. A lot of suicides happen around him.
He's a questionable dude. Like, the stuff that came out in the trial, the blowing up of Kid Cudi's car, the kidnapping, all those things, while the jury did not think that he was guilty of those things, it did happen.
Mhm.
There's evidence that it happened. So it happened, he just wasn't charged. The jury decided they didn't think that was a big deal. And these are the things that we know of. These are the things that the prosecutors were able
Right.
to bring to the case. I'm 1000% sure they had a whole bunch of stuff, but they thought these things that they brought up to the case would send them away. And in the legal community, there's a lot of back and forth and saying that this is a real bad look for the feds and that Southern District has a
Here's the
95%.
thing. Yeah, they never lose, especially not the Southern District of
Uh-huh.
New York. They never lose, and they only bring the case if they know
If
they
it
got it.
Yep.
And so, what the fuck, guys? And so people are saying that they feel like they hung the case too much on like the sexual activity, like using those as like headlines and like clickbait basically, so people be
Mhm.
like, "Oh my god, that's so gross." And it's like they lean more into that, which is that kind of stuff was not necessarily illegal.
Right. It's not illegal to be freaky as long as it's consensual and with an adult.
Right.
You could do what you want, just, consensual. My thing is, if we knew that he was trying to intimidate possible witnesses and so on and so forth, why didn't they sequester the jury? This is such a big case.
The jury wasn't sequestered, P?
No, girl, they was able to
What
go
the
home.
I didn't
This
know that!
this is what I'm saying.
I thought
I
that when they
watch
said they off at 5, I thought they went back to their sequestered hotel, and they
No,
went to their
ma'am.
house
Their
for
homes.
this. I did not know that.
Exactly.
What the fudge?
One journalist
That's
described one
crazy.
juror as they nicknamed her Biggie because in her bio, she described being a Biggie fan, and
What?
during the trial, she was the most expressive. Yes, the most expressive, like shaking her head,
What?
nodding her head when it's things against her. So they nicknamed her Biggie, and they're thinking that she would maybe one of the first to come out and speak because she just seemed like a fan. And so, especially after what was it reported that one of the jurors wasn't following the directions properly,
Yep. Yep. They said there was a
right then
man
and
though.
there. Yeah, but there
Mhm.
was several.
Mhm.
issues. And the other guy that lied about where he lived, he was kicked off, so then the alternate
Mhm.
had to come.
Yes.
A new alternate came out, and he wasn't truly involved. He wasn't actually indeed an alternate, but he had just got to see everything and had to be prepared. And he said the videos were tame in his mind.
Tame.
Tame. So this is the mindset of some of the jurors. But yes, girl, they were not sequestered. So you mean to tell me we have evidence of this man having influence and reach, and y'all let them go home and say they're not supposed to watch TV or be on the internet and scroll and be come on.
Are you kidding
Come
me?
on. When you
Who
have people
did?
who are actively engaged in this case, you see them really nodding their head along with Diddy, and you let them go home?
That's
Nobody was coming
wild.
by? That's wild.
Okay, tinfoil hat time. All right,
I was waiting.
because as of apparently January 2025, I am, well, really November 2024. Sometimes I partake in the tinfoil hat
Full
TikTok
hat.
in
Okay.
particular. So,
So
meaning
funny.
conspiracy time, okay? Because
Yes.
one of the things that is a conspiracy theory that I've heard is that all of this was not a red herring, not a false flag, but like just to prove a point to him that he could be taken down. And so that's why things were brought against him, but he ended up getting the
Mm.
lighter convictions. And that goes right along with the people who believe he's actually, undercut. They believe he's a Fed. They believe he's like a informant and has been working with the government, which of course sounds ridiculous. But that is something that folks have been talking about for a while. And it's interesting too, because they said it too about Corey Gamble. Corey
Mm.
Gamble is Chris Jenner's do she go by Kardashian? Now did she change her name back? Well, whatever. Yeah, Chris Jenner's uh
Partner?
boyfriend partner guy, the black guy. Um who was at the house with Puffy when Kim Porter died. Oh, he's in the pictures. You can, if you look up the pictures of
Oh.
Puffy that day when Kim Porter died and all the family and friends rushed to the house and Puffy was outside looking distraught, Corey Gamble is in those pictures with him. And they always link Puffy with the Kardashians as well. And so anyway, there's always been talk that Corey Gamble is also a Fed. Now, again, guys, this is tinfoil hat time. Okay, so
Tinfoil hat.
I'm not
New
saying that these
segment.
things make sense. Yeah, new segment. You can count on me for some tinfoil. Um, listen, I
Oh my
used to not be
God.
that girl, but
Ooh.
and there's I really take in stuff now. That don't mean I'm with it. I do think it's weird the way this whole thing went
Yeah.
down with Puffy and then to amount to nothing almost. But that's one of the things that people have been saying, that he's actually a Fed. So they was like, oh, well, they saying they're gonna arrest him or whatever, but nothing gonna happen to him because we know that he's been in the circles with law enforcement and he's been working with them. And then of course they did raid his home and then he did get arrested. So people like, were they gonna let him out? Like, so again, that goes back to, okay, well, if all these things are the things that really is going on, then it would play out a little differently, wouldn't it? But at the end of the day, he did end up with these kind of lighter convictions of the five, and there were more, I believe, against him, and they ended up dropping them right in the last week of the trial. They dropped the kidnapping charge. They dropped the charge of
Mhm.
arson against Kid Cudi's car. Um, and so we really don't even know why they dropped the charges that they did. But he ended up with five. Got convicted on the two. But it is interesting how this department never loses, ever. They don't raid your house, and then they raided his house with like multiple agencies. Um, it
Yes.
it 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 was very big and grand, this whole thing, and then it came down to prostitution, which is like, Can't you just pick up a guy on the street for
Yes.
can't they get booked overnight or whatever, and they get out, they pay a fine or whatever? Like, what are
Yeah.
you saying? All this is, and so so all that leads back to, though, in that there's so the reason why they believe, another part of it is that they believe that the raid was so that they could get their hands on all the tapes with other celebrities on them. Because when they raided his home, they got everything, right? They got all the tapes, the hard drives, whatever, all the recordings that he had. So they're saying that that's what that raid was for, so they could get their hands on all of that stuff. And so at the end of the day, he kind of come out. It's like if you watching what Power or something, and somebody get arrested
Yeah.
and they snitch while they inside, and they get like a light sentence and come right back out on the street. That's what the tinfoil hat folks are saying this week about Puffy. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's yeah,
He's
but
he's dangerous.
Corey Gamble was at Kim Porter's house the day she died because he says he's one of her best friends. Who knew? Who knew? So he been with Puffy too. I do think it's interesting though, because remember that guy in Tech, the one who brought the lawsuit against Jay-Z that had to get dropped, and he
Yeah.
had like 100 lawsuits against
Yes.
Puffy, and folks were saying, oh, all these celebrities was involved, and so he was saying that some celebrities, got in settlements with some of his clients so that he didn't bring a lawsuit against them. Even remember Jaguar Wright, and she was saying how she heard tell about all these freak offs and stuff, but everything. Now,
I
first of
mean,
all, we don't know where
yeah.
Jaguar Wright is. Now, I knew from the day she
We
got in front of a camera, she tell her own stories. I just believe she
girl.
living in her own little world. Um,
Wow.
Mental health is important, but she was always talking about these big grand things going on, and it's
Mhm.
interesting that we didn't hear none of that in the trial. Everything was like Puffy and Cassie and a few prostitutes. Puffy and Jane Doe and a few prostitutes. Um, when they call her up there, and she only it was never, oh, celebrities came to this underground party in the tunnel after, like,
Mhm.
nobody, that didn't come out nobody's mouth. So then it's like, wait, who said all this was happening? Now I can't remember. But remember, they was like, oh, if freak off involved children, foster kids, minors,
Girl,
platters,
all of
and
it.
all, of course, every celebrity you can name. None of that. None of that.
And because again, if it's you freaky and having orgies, they have those type of parties all the time.
Down the street.
Down the street, these swinger clubs and swinger
Yeah.
hotels and all that stuff
Mm-hmm.
is consent.
Upside down
So,
pineapple on y'all.
well,
That's what I heard.
yeah,
I
that's
don't
what
know
I
about
heard
that.
too.
I don't know about
I
that,
don't,
but I heard
mm-mm.
it.
I'm not
Okay, I
wearing
heard
nothing
it.
pineapples, but so being freaky,
That's the name of the episode. Upside down pineapple.
upside down
Okay, go ahead.
pineapples. Being freaky is your thing. If that's what you want to do, you have limits and rules and boundaries. I'm not going to do certain things, but yeah, and I think because he's done so much and we've heard so much about him over the years, they had to narrow in what they could use or what they thought was strongest. And because of the timing and
Yeah.
that's just one of the tapes that we saw of him beating up Cassie. That's just
Oh,
one.
exactly. And that's because it was in that
So
kind of public, hotel, and he
yeah,
couldn't get the tape off of him. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, golly.
yeah. So
Ugh.
that's what I see when I look at him. Yeah, the sex stuff, he's weird. He likes to watch, and some of the stuff was kind of graphic of what he liked. The Tootsie Roll
And
size
now we
penis.
know he's
Oh, whoa! Hey,
I wasn't
m-
ready for
multiple times they said his penis was the size of a Tootsie Roll. Are you kidding me? Is that is that what we're doing? Come back. Come back. Shonda has left this. Come back to the screen. Come
I
back.
was not ready.
So yeah, he's
I'm
angry.
crying.
If
I'm
that's what you
crying.
got, you are an angry individual.
If that's what you got, that look, if I was watching Criminal Minds, then the team would say that is the reason why he commits all these crimes because
That's part of the
he can't.
profile.
Yeah, it's part of the profiles.
Hey,
I'm crying, Pete.
boy. Hey, some of that's what I said. I'm like, now, wh- what are we hearing? What is this? I had to read that right, and I followed some true journalist because I didn't want no
Yes,
blogger. I didn't want
yes.
it. I like, okay, let's get some facts here. And yeah, early on, when they were describing it, they multiple women that they had on there said it, and the guys.
And the guys. Well, I do think we now know that he is queer. And I
Yeah,
do wonder because by the time he come out of the jail cell, like that's the least of the worries. You know what I mean? And so
yeah.
now it's like he's got this whole other community of
Mhm.
men behind him for getting off this.
Yep.
The ones who would probably most likely normally be homophobic and wouldn't rock with anything like that. Now it's like the tables have turned and they rock with him because he got off of this and he's like now gonna be like the savior for freaky men. And so now like his queerness is not an issue. And I wonder if back in the day when he figured out that he liked some of this stuff, if he had just been allowed to be that, which I mean, what the people say is that he actually, never mind, he was allowed to be that.
Yeah,
People around him knew, and they knew you got to say no to Diddy, right?
yeah.
And he propositioned 50 Cent and all these stories that we've heard. So people did know about it, but it's an industry thing in the closed circles or whatever. But if he had been way more open about it back then, I almost wonder if he would have had to like strong arm his way into all these other things or strong arm his women. Um, but then probably not because the Tootsie Roll of it all.
The Tootsie Roll of it all. They had
Mhm.
stories of him back on Howard's campus, whoever the girlfriend was, how he would people knew that he was
Yes,
abusive towards her.
yes,
So
I read that. It's
he's
him.
just been awful and has been able to get away with it. And now, even on a grander scale, has been able to get away with this. The inmates gave him a standing ovation, the fellow inmates, as he was being brought back in.
I saw that.
They put a battery in his back.
Exactly. That's to me, that is the most disgusting thing of this all. When he gets out, is he now going to be back accepted into things? Is he going to be back accepting awards and stuff?
Oh.
Off the basis of you beating and dragging Cassie down, Cassie like 100 pounds soaking wet. He probably about 250 at that time. And we saw it with our eyes. We shouldn't have to see it to believe it. But everybody saw it. So we
Mm-mm.
seen it. We should believe it. But because he got off on this other stuff, are y'all finna now accept him back in? Is he about to be now a household name again and on TV and stuff? He's not canceled? Like I'm not understanding.
I won't be surprised.
And that's
Maybe
what
a
hurts
few
me.
years may pass by. Mhm.
That's that's what's really, among other things, but that's the latest thing. That's
Mhm.
pissing me off. Is like thinking about people possibly, it's not bringing him back into the fold because he clearly is going to have a community that rallies around him. But if y'all try to make him back into what he was before,
Mm-mm.
it's like all of this is a backlash to the Me Too movement. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It's like the Me Too movement was so
Yes. Yep.
successful, and now the pendulum swings the other way, and now it's like folks get punished for that. The same way like Obama and Obama years were amazing and was so successful and best president ever and all the accolades and all the things, Nobel, the all the prizes. And then the pendulums had to swing the other way because the other side, it pissed the other side off that bad. Like that's how I'm viewing this era after the Me Too movement. It's so upsetting.
So to Cassie, to Jane Doe, to all the victims, this is why people don't come forward.
Precisely.
It's hard. This is making it harder for someone to come forward with their story whenever she was able to do it for whatever reason. And so that's who my heart goes out to. And nah, I would not. I'm not. And his music is everywhere. He's infused into the culture. So unlike R. Kelly, you could say, "Oh, we're not gonna play R. Kelly music." There might be a few songs that you might know that he wrote that you're not gonna listen to, but for the most part, even that is coming back. I'm hearing more and more R. Kelly because it's a few years have passed now, and it was like, whatever, whatever. And so he's not going to be canceled. Maybe not award shows, maybe not right off, but give it some time.
I would love
We'll
if he just
see.
go back to his house and sit in there and his famous friends or whatever come visit him over there. I just want him to go down back to Star Island or wherever that house is and sit there and stay over in there and let people come. Now I know that's not what's going to happen, but I don't want to see him again. And
He's
that's
gonna
crazy
be
because I
outside throwing
literally
white
was,
parties.
and that's crazy. That's crazy, P.
He's gonna be throwing white parties. Yeah.
P, it's so crazy. But also LOL at Meek Mill still trying to clear his name, trying to say he was not Puffy's boyfriend at any point in time. And we got all these pictures that are just highly suspicious. And he's Meek Mill has really caught a lot of strays ever since the whole Puffy thing.
Oh, Meek.
He caught a lot of strays. But yeah, it's like all this for nothing. Or I just it feels like I go back to, I don't know what episode this was. I probably was talking about politics, but I'm tired of the good side losing. You know what I'm saying? Like, at what point do the tables turn and it's not even just good news? I was about to say, at what point do we get some good news? But no, at what point do the good side start winning? Like,
Right.
sometimes you just look up and like, oh, so this is just the life we were sent here to live. Especially like as Black women, this is the life that we are relegated to. Like for the rest of our life, we just you're gonna stay on the bottom. Hey, you're gonna be at the bottom of the barrel. You're gonna be harassed and kicked and by every other group and ethnicity and demographic, including your own men. Forever though, it's never going to. So it's like sometimes it's just like, what are we doing? What are we? Why are we here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? For real.
Day by
Sorry.
day. Day by day. I know. We got to reel it back. Reel it back. Come on back.
Really bad. I
It's
get
day by day.
excited. I get
I,
pumped
I know.
in the wrong
I know.
direction though.
You have to protect your peace as much as you can.
Yeah.
Protect your peace, friend.
Yeah.
That's what I do. We got to stay away from that. And so he'll get his regardless
Mm-hmm.
when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
And that's how I have to look at it.
I hope so. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I hope we get to see it. And that's on
Woo!
everybody. That's on
Yeah.
all of them.
All of them.
All of them. Whoever fits that bucket. Let's see it. Because that be the hard part. You just gotta, now I know faith and trust and all that. So you just gotta, like, oh yeah, they gonna get theirs, you know. Sometimes we need to see it just to make it real.
And quickly update to the pre-sentencing hearing, they are
Okay.
sticking to the October 3rd date.
Girl, because
Diddy's
listen, that
lawyers do not want to expedite the sentencing after all. So he'll sit there until at least October 3rd.
wait a minute. Now I didn't expect you to
Uh-huh.
say that. His
Yep.
lawyers are the ones who
His
don't.
lawyers.
Why? That's weird. Is that weird?
Mhm. Yeah. That's what everybody's saying. It was like, well, that was fast. This all ended up being about nothing because now Diddy's lawyers don't want to expedite the sentencing. They're sticking to
Why
the
would they?
October 3rd date.
Why would they not?
Mhm.
Well, they also, they said Trump gonna pardon him.
Oh, now listen. Don't even get me. I don't wanna do that. I'm not even gonna go there.
Okay, so all right. So then we also don't need to talk about how they said there was never any list of clients from Epstein. All of a
I
sudden,
saw that.
nothing to see here. This thing we've been talking about for years never existed, even though my own attorney general
It
said
was
the
fake.
list was on her desk. It's
We
like,
made it up.
oh, but then why is
You
Ghislaine
didn't see it.
Maxwell? Why is she in jail right now if none of this ever existed? It's in all the court documents, all of them. And all of a sudden, nothing to see here. So even his people are like, wait, what? And this is what I'm talking about. They get to play in your face. It just get worse and worse and worse.
Playing
Worse
in our
and worse.
faces.
Yep.
Playing in our
Yep.
face.
Yep.
It's like, I know what I see. I'm not crazy. This is what y'all wanna do. We wanna play these games? Alright. Keep your mind. That's why we gotta keep our mind and stay prayed up out here in these streets. 'Cause they are playing. They are playing with us. There was an awful flash flood in Central Texas,
Mhm. Yeah.
and did you see how, I don't know if it was the mayor of the city, he blamed Democrats somehow? Somehow if this is a
Yes.
Democratic problem because meanwhile, they canceled their evacuation order or they didn't take it seriously, and we know that Trump and his team cut, NOAA and the weather people. But they
About
really tried to
30,
flip it.
30 to 45 days prior is when they had like defunded the programs like
Yes.
NOAA and the National Weather Service. And so fun fact, that county's the office that services that county, they no longer had anyone on staff who is the person. There's a particular type of meteorologist that calls these things. The most like emergency type, whatever for the flood specifically, there's a particular type of meteorologist that they use to do this. That man took the government's package when Elon and them was like, y'all need to go ahead and get out of there and we'll give you this money. Go ahead. And so he did an early, I believe it was an early resignation, like 45 days ago. That very man who would be the one to contact all the departments and stuff that says, in the middle of the night, because that's the other thing. This happened at like 4 a.m. There were no warning bells that went off, no sirens. People knew that there was going to be maybe some flash flooding, but they're used to it because they live in that area.
Right.
That position was vacant. So we know we know there were vacancies in the office because of the defunding, but we also know that that particular person, that office was vacated and was not filled again because of the defunding. And then 45 days later, this happens. And so I saw something yesterday with like, what can Texas administration learn or whatever, and what can the Trump administration learn for? I was like, oh, they don't have to wait long. This is absolutely going to happen again. I pray it will not happen to that large of an amount of loss of life, because as of the last thing I saw before we started recording, it was over 100 people.
Yeah.
because it was 4 a.m. People wasn't even up getting ready for work yet. But it's going to happen again because that's what happens when there are not people to forecast and predict weather events. It is literally the start of summer. It is hurricane season, all these things going into this. And this is when you decided to do this. You didn't even say, "Hey, here's my executive order or whatever, the bill. I want y'all to vote on it," which no, you know, they just like executive orders, but he couldn't even say, "Oh, in 2 years we should phase these programs out." Every time they did an order, they immediately took these people out. This is going to happen again and again and again and again now that we live in a world without this type of forecasting. Like, even these local news stations are having problem. They don't even get the information that they used to have before. They don't have all the balloons. They used to put the weather balloons in the sky to judge the forecast and wind dimensions and perspectives, and is it going left? They don't have those anymore because they don't have the money for them anymore because they got defunded because those said that this was unnecessary spending. So now people are going to die. And I pray that it won't happen again as much as it happened, like as many people as take. But people are going to be displaced. People are going to lose their homes. All of these things are going to happen specifically due to weather events because we now do not have the capability to forecast and predict. And that's if it happens in the middle of the day. If it happens in the middle of the night again, it is a wrap.
It's
It's a
awful.
wrap.
And earlier this year, the representative of Kirk County, which is where this happened, there was a House
Mhm.
Bill 13 where the council established an emergency response plan, and they essentially wanted to upgrade their plan, include the use of outdoor warning sirens used during like tornadoes and new emergency alarm systems, and they voted no. Earlier
Because
this
of
year,
course they did.
they voted no. And I want to say one thing too. I'm seeing again we're losing our humanity. Children were swept away. People were swept away. Politics aside, I don't want to hear, "Oh, it was an all-white Christian camp and they probably voted for Trump. Good for them." That's
Well,
awful.
they're kids.
They're children.
They're children.
They're children.
That's disgusting.
Eh,
Now, Greg Abbott,
he's gross.
right. The kids don't have nothing to do with this.
Nothing to do with it. And I'm seeing that discourse and I don't like it. The jokes, it's not funny. Yeah,
Have any joke.
okay. Trump, they're Republicans, whatever. These are children that were at a summer camp. And there,
A
yes, and it was being an
sleepaway
all
too.
white camp. We have all black camps where our kids can go somewhere and they can feel free. There were children
The parents just
asleep
sent them away for a
to
week or two.
summer camp.
That's crazy.
So let's
There's
please, please, humanity.
flooding can affect anybody, just like Katrina. Like, this is stuff that
Mhm.
you can forecast and you can predict. After that, all bets are off. And so in this case, they weren't even able to forecast or predict. And so here come Mother Nature. Can't nobody do nothing against Mother Nature.
It's summertime. Get yourself prepared. We're prepared over here for the hurricane season. Hoping that it's not too bad this year.
When does it start exactly?
Oh, it started
Okay,
May,
so it ends then in September then. This is
November.
what?
Ends
November. Okay.
yeah.
Why would you during hurricane season? Why would you make
Mhm.
any changes?
Mhm.
Any changes?
Yeah.
Any?
Yes.
Any?
Yes. When we've had
Hurricanes be like
catastrophic
that's on.
damage due to
They be like they.
hurricanes.
It's the most damn. That's not true because they're tornadoes and stuff. But it's like mass casualty events from Mother Nature. You got you got tornadoes, you got hurricanes and earthquakes. Mass casualty, probably like all like that amount of people, 100 people, like probably like earthquakes and hurricanes. I know they got some forecasting they can do on earthquakes and stuff, but hurricanes is like the most we know it's coming. We know what it can do. That's why they have evacuation procedures. And y'all literally did this in the middle of. They don't care if people die. That's just it. And he be up here talking all this. He simply does not care.
So we gotta stay prayed up. Keep your mind, keep your peace, protect your heart, and try to hold on to yourself. Don't let that hate seep in and lose sight of who we are. We're supposed to look out for one another. We're supposed to treat people with dignity. We're supposed to, especially children. But I wish peace. That's my word, peace. We are preparing for our show. This is Beyonce week for us, show week.
Mm-hmm.
I will be in Atlanta this Thursday for the Friday show, 7-Eleven show.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk to you all about it next week. Get it.
I'm excited.
Get it.
I will not be on theme because I did not go get my theme clothes the way I said I would,
It's
which
fine.
is the way it always happens with
It's
me.
fine.
So,
as long as you're in
but
the building,
I'll be there.
you'll be there. Beyonce is the prize. She's the reason.
Yeah.
Just go and have a good time. Get a good juke on.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yes. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Same.
And we'll be talking about it next week.
Yes. Next week is Beyonce. So keep scrolling if you don't want to hear about Beyonce.
Our concert experience.
Yes. Doing it.
All right. Well, you can find me on Instagram at Better3701.
And I am on Instagram and Threads at Hey Shaun the Head. The podcast is also on Instagram at the Everything Has Changed podcast.
Peace.
Bye.
Want to stay locked in with us so you never miss an episode? Visit everythinghaschangedpodcast.com and join our email list. That way you'll be the first to know about new episodes and all the fun stuff we have coming your way. Meet us over there.